Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Joining me this week is Jay Hugh.
What's up? I got first.
Ian.
Right on.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And Joseph.
I love that so much.
I'm outraged.
Joseph is stewing in his chair now.
This is the most outraged I've been since about 9 o'clock last night when I was watching the Oscars.
I can't wait to hear about it. Ian, you got some news for us?
Yeah, so there's some movies they announced. The first one that they talked about is they're doing a Hulk Hogan biopic, and it's going to star Chris Hemsworth, the most talented of the Hemsworths, I would say.
Yeah, I
think that's probably undebatable. It's just casting now, so it's a ways off.
Directed by Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips, who did the Joker movie.
The
Joker. I know, you're a big wrestling fan. I mean, what are your thoughts?
I know exactly what I want this movie to be, and I know it won't be that. I want it to be a movie about as if Hulk Hogan was a real person. No fucking Terry Bollea. Like, he was a real person who really did the things.
Yep.
He really said his prayers. He really took his vitamins. He really fought Andre the Giant. Macho Man was really his best friend and betrayed him. You know, shit like that. Fuck all this shit about his hard work and sacrifice and all that. And plus, if they do the real story, it's not going to be any good because there's too many masters to serve, you know.
Who's Vince McMahon in this movie? You know what I mean?
If this was 15 years ago, I would have said get Pacino. But
that would be amazing.
But he's probably too old for it now, so I don't know who would do it now.
My biggest problem with this movie is that Hulk Hogan is involved in it.
Yeah, that's always a bad sign.
Yep.
And Vince will have to be involved with it too because he needs too much of Vince's permission to do all this shit.
And they're gonna definitely brush the sex tape, the
racism.
Yeah, that stuff will definitely not be addressed. It's gonna be a half-hearted. It's gonna talk about the good stuff.
I don't think they'll get past the 80s because if they get past the 80s, they have to talk about Vince and Hulk's breakup, and then one of them's got to be the good guy and one of them's got to be the bad guy, and neither of those dudes are going to agree to do that.
I think the climax is him fighting WrestleMania Andre the Giant.
You're probably right.
That's got to be the climax of the movie. And who do you get to be Andre the Giant though? Big Show?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Ian.
He's a pretty funny dude. I think he could do it.
Yeah,
I was just say CGI him in there,
or The Rock or Momoa. No one can be Andre the Giant. There's an HBO documentary I think I've talked about on this podcast. I've watched. I mean, Andre the Giant is such an interesting character. There will never be another Andre the Giant, so I don't know. It's going to be hard.
Yeah,
but we'll see. I'm excited for it because I love wrestling. I love Hulk Hogan. I love NW. I grew up on NWO Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Heel Hulk Hogan.
Right. See, again, I would wish it was real or they pretended as if that was real, and there was really a part where Hulk Hogan becomes evil in his real life.
Yeah,
and they would show him on his day off, being mean to cashiers and shit.
This sounds like a way better movie than I'm sure we're going to get.
But we'll see. And next is Netflix announced they're doing a Motley Crue biopic. It's called The Dirt.
Lots of biopics. We're in the age of biopics.
Yeah, as we were leaving Comic-Con, Jones was telling me about some of the stuff Motley Crue has done, and I was very amazed. If you want to go over some of the highlights or lowlights.
You have a dude who killed people with his car.
And they don't look like they're brushing over that. They're totally going to go with Vince Neil killed a guy. So that's cool.
You have a dude who literally died.
Yeah.
A dude who married a porn star and made his own sex tape, so kind of became a porn star. I mean, it's all the right amount of abuse and addiction you need in a biopic film.
I've read this book. I've first of all genres of books, I've read the most musician books, and this one's easily top 5. Just because it's about the 4 worst people you'll ever meet in your fucking life. They're actually. This is spoilers for a narrative trick, but for the first half of the book, you think it's about the 3 worst people on Earth, and the other guy's just kind of standing behind, look at these awful assholes. And then you get to Mick Mars's backstory, and he's easily the worst fucking one of all of them. So that's probably why they got Ramsey to play him. I'm worried that this is just going to be another biopic, because this could be the anti-biopic, because it's all killer, no filler in the book. It's just all them There's no struggle. It's just, we want to be famous. We're the worst people on earth. The main scene that's going to be the deal breaker for me, if we get to this part and it doesn't happen, then I'll just stop watching, is the dicks in the burritos. Which I don't know if you guys know about this, but
I do not.
There's a part in the book where Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx are living with girlfriends before they are famous, but they're already playing on the Sunset Strip and they're pretty popular and stuff. So they would go fuck around and then have to go home to their girlfriends. So the way they disguised this was they would buy burritos and then stick their dicks in the burritos Now, why these women didn't question why their dicks smelled like burritos, I don't know. But this is what they did, and it's fucking great. Like, I can remember when I got to the part of this book, I was like, this is the best fucking book ever.
Did it work?
You know,
girlfriend-
they don't really,
For a while. I mean,
they don't really dwell on that. This is not a great book for women. Like, there's not a lot of female characters in this book.
Nips, any thoughts? Are you a Motley Crue fan?
I'm not, but all of that sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
I am also really sick of the schmaltzy, I don't know, formulaic thing that we've been doing for a while. And I like the idea of just having like real shits who are awful people, and you have to watch them for an hour and a half.
I think if you got you could basically do one of these movies about any of those like late '80s Sunset Strip bands. Motley Crue being a great, Guns N' Roses being
Guns N'
another.
Roses. If they just did Appetite era, that would be so fucking tight because they were really terrible.
Yeah, awful human beings.
Yeah.
And
I'm excited now. I didn't know anything about it, but now I will watch this.
the problem is you have to
told me.
listen to Motley Crue music while it's going on. That's my issue.
You know, On With the Show's a good song. You know, fucking Too Fast for Love. There's good shit in Motley Crue. Hair metal was never my thing,
Yeah,
but
it's not
of that
mine either.
scene, these guys are a little better than the rest.
Yeah.
Cool. And then the next thing is they announced a movie about Billy the Kid called The Kid. Directed by, who did you say?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio, Kingpin or Private Pile,
Yeah.
as Jones referred to him. I mean, have you seen this trailer? I didn't get to watch it. What do you think?
I watched the trailer. Chris Pratt is like a bad guy in it,
Yep.
which is weird. Who else? Ethan Hawke is in
Ethan
it.
Hawke
Dane
is-
DeHaan.
and Dane
This
DeHaan is
sounds
Billy
like
the
the
Kid.
Magnificent Seven
yeah.
cast got back
but
together.
it's like way more serious. But
You
you're
guys didn't
right.
mention
Those
Ethan
three
Hawke.
guys
I love
are-
Ethan Hawke.
Those three guys are in Magnificent Seven.
You know, they were telling me about this before it started, and when they got to the part where they said Dane DeHaan, I really thought they were going to say Dane Cook, and I was so excited. Because as a person, I'm ready to fucking hate Chris Pratt, and I'm ready to love Dane Cook. I'm ready for that switch around on a pop cultural level. So
is Dane Cook, actually.
I'm sure Dane Cook is.
Yeah, Dane DeHaan, I do not like him. He's ruined. He ruined the Spider-Man movies. He's a big reason.
He did not
There's
ruin
a
those
lot
movies.
wrong with it.
His Green Goblin in the second one is a big reason
that's
that movie
not
did not work.
His fault. He's just not good in it.
He's not good at all.
I don't know, man. The guy's made like maybe 2 good movies.
1.5 tops.
I like Lawless.
Lawless is good. And then,
Oh yeah, but
Place Behind the Pines, he's awful in.
yeah.
What's the superhero
No,
one?
it's
Josh
Oh
Trank.
yeah, with Michael B. Jordan's awesome in that movie.
Yeah.
What is that? I don't know. You're right.
I haven't watched it in a decade.
The thing
but,
with him is he looks so much like fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. Like it's just like I feel like he's
but
trying
a
to be
fugly
him.
version.
But he's
Yeah.
just not. Well, it's the other thing. I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio looked like that when he was younger, but then
did.
he aged more handsome,
Yep.
and that's not happening to Dane DeHaan.
He also looks like more like a guy who sleeps with underage girls by looking like Leonardo DiCaprio.
That is the best take on him I've heard.
That being said, continuity's sake, I have said on this podcast before, I like him in that Metallica movie. I'll stand by that, so he's okay.
So the next thing is A Quiet Place, directed by John Krasinski. They just closed the deal. He's writing and directing A Quiet Place 2.
and starring in.
And
No.
I know.
Oh yeah, and I would love it. God.
Spoilers!
I bring that beard back, but no, Emily Blunt is coming back.
I know the beard should just be in the movie.
They just
Nothing
shave
else.
it off his face, make a little memorial
Yeah.
further.
He's great. I think that role got him a lot of stuff. Like he's kind of on the up now. Like Jack Ryan, he's really good, and I think he's trying to transition to like action movies. But he did a really good job directing that movie. I think Bird Box, like there's other movies that have kind of taken
100%.
stuff from that.
Yeah.
So I don't know though. I don't know where you go with this, because if they turn this into an action movie because they discovered the weakness of the monsters, that's going to be bad.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm very nervous.
it could
about
be. Here's the thing. I feel like you've like, A Quiet Place, the first one, is about the family dynamic. We've solved the family dynamic.
Yep.
That's the end of that one. We have to do something else. So it's either like, a societal conflict, or you're right, we go Aliens 2 and turn it into a fucking action movie.
Yep.
And I'm kind of down with it.
That actually sounds awesome.
I think it's going to happen because at the very end of Quiet Place 1, it ends with Emily Blunt clicking a shotgun
God.
like she's going to start shooting people.
I love that ending, and I almost kind of hate we're getting a second one because I thought that was just such a fun way to end that movie.
I mean, me too, because I thought they were dead. At the end of it, I was like, and I was comfortable in they were dead. And the fact that they are not dead kind of takes all the stakes out of it. Like, if they got out of that shit, what are you going to put them in that they can't get out of,
Yep. I will say, I think Emily Blunt could carry an action movie based on Live, Die, Repeat.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
100%.
Like, she could be, that's not the problem. This concept transitioning to action, but we'll wait and see.
Also, I like the idea if it is like, Emily Blunt's going to be, I like the idea that she's going to be, kind of, if we turn it into an action movie, like an action hero and a mother at the same time, which is not a thing that you get very often.
Yep.
Yeah, really. Not since
Ever.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Modern day Ripley. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I know,
where
that sounds
where
fucking
they should,
awesome.
That's where they should go with it.
Yeah.
All right, one last thing we're going to talk about, and then transition to Oscars. They released the first full trailer for Rocket Man. Taron Egerton starring.
Yep.
It looks nuts. I didn't know Elton John. I don't know much about, like I said, Elton John. I didn't know he had such addiction issues, it seems.
Big fan of drugs.
Yeah, I didn't know that from the trailer. So it looks like, it doesn't look like a straight biopic. It looks like it's kind of a fantasy.
Yeah, there's definitely some surreal elements to it.
If you want my honest opinion, that's how all biopics should be. for
Definitely.
me. I like taking the real story, and then if you kind of like fictionalize it a little bit, I just believe you can be almost more true to those people or their art than you can be by making a straight pick.
I think it's either you pick a small time frame or you just do something like this where it's just batshit insane impressions of the thing.
So yeah, we'll see. I didn't even know that Elton John wasn't his real name, as little as I know.
Yeah. I think Taron looks great for the part. I mean, he looks the part, and I mean, he sings real well. And
So they knighted Elton John on a fake name.
I don't know what the rules of
Sir
knighting
Elton
people
John.
are.
That doesn't seem right to me, but we'll see.
Take it up with the Queen.
Yeah.
So that's all the movie news. The only other thing is the Oscars.
Last night at time of recording, this past Sunday.
Yeah, Nips had a lot of strong feelings. If you want to lead
We
this
all
up.
had a lot of strong feelings here.
I didn't. I haven't watched
Well,
it.
that's
You want me to
Checked
run through
any
them?
results?
What's that?
You mean to run through them? We just give our quick take reaction.
Sure.
Yeah.
To be fair, I want to say that our predictions were pretty solid.
We were pretty close.
We underestimated Bohemian Rhapsody a lot, but I like to think that that's just because we have faith in humanity.
I'm going to go ahead and say I didn't stand up for this the last time. I think you guys are too hard on both.
Oh man, you're about to not have a good time the next 5 minutes.
I'll have a fucking fine time. Like I want.
Maybe you can convince us.
If the fucking metric is better than Transformers, you're telling me that movie's not better than
Okay,
Transformers.
so we discovered this last year in our Oscar episode, which is better than Transformers is not a good metric for Oscar movies.
Okay, I'm not saying this movie should win an Oscar, but you guys
That's
are
what we're talking about, Hurt.
But I mean, also you guys just fucking hate it and it's like you're telling me you had no fun in that movie.
I have said I have had fun in that movie, but that doesn't make it a good movie.
Okay,
the Queen music.
Did you
is
have
what makes it fun.
at least as much fun as you had in Transformers? Surely, even with all the flaws in that movie, it was more fun than listening to Shia LaBeouf's parents talk about masturbating.
I would rather watch Transformers, and I think Shia LaBeouf deserves more of an Oscar than Rami Malek did.
I just think the only thing good with that
I'm
movie
still
is
going
Queen's
worse.
music. I mean, put on a fucking
It's-
CD. It's a Lifetime movie. It is a Lifetime TV movie.
Okay.
The concert pieces are the best part.
Yeah.
The plot-wise, I'm not arguing for the plot. I'm just saying visually, it's a cool-looking movie. Sound-wise, they did good stuff with the music. You know, it did bother the fuck of me that they put Fat Bottom Girls too early in the continuity. But otherwise, I had fun watching this movie. I would watch it again. I'll probably not ever watch Transformers again in my life.
As far as Rami Malek winning, I will say that after he won the Oscar, he proceeded to fall off the stage and had
did?
paramedics come
Yep.
over and help him. That alone shows he's no fucking Freddie Mercury. You know what I mean?
Stage presence.
Freddie Mercury's rolling over in his grave. The guy wins an Oscar for him, falls off the stage. Like, come on.
I didn't know that. That's fucking awesome. Hopefully he was wearing his fake teeth when he fell.
That would be better.
Like, you know, I mean, I guess we'll just go ahead and skip to that one since we're on it.
Yeah.
I mean, who was better to win the Oscar than him? I don't even know if I think it's an Oscar-worthy
Literally.
performance, but I also don't give a shit about Oscar-worthy performance. So.
Literally fucking anyone.
Who else was even on the list?
Okay, so the other nominees were Rami Malek, Bohemian Rhapsody, Christian Bale for Vice, Viggo Mortensen, Green Book, Bradley Cooper, A Star is Born, Willem Dafoe. I will say, I haven't seen Willem Dafoe. Of the other ones, I'm going to automatically knock out Bradley Cooper and Viggo Mortensen. I don't think they were better than Rami Malek.
Disagree.
But
Disagree hard.
I would go Christian Bale as Vice is probably the better winner to me.
Well, we already know how I feel about Fat Face.
We know you don't
so-
like it. We wouldn't.
Yeah, I think Bradley Cooper. I mean, like I said, he's not.
I don't even think he's the best part of that movie.
But I
At
think he's
least
better
Rami
than Rami
Malek is the
Malek.
best part of Bohemian
Right.
Rhapsody.
But he's better than Rami Malek.
I mean, just on fucking bullshit that I can remember that I saw last year. John Krasinski in A Quiet Place is better. Fucking Chadwick Boseman is better in Black Panther. Fucking.
Was Chadwick Boseman nominated?
No. These are
I'm just coming up with literally.
Well, I'm saying of the nominees.
Viggo Mortensen in Green Book is better than Rami Malek. Viggo Mortensen playing a white guy who's really a black guy in 60 South. Like, it's a better performance.
I didn't get to see that one either. Didn't
All
play
right,
it. Didn't play at the Ridge.
Let's go through it because
can't.
we're gonna talk about it too long. Best Supporting Actress, won by Regina King, which we picked.
Yep.
Is the right choice.
Yep.
I thought that was the
Obviously.
best
I
one.
think everyone's happy with that.
Best Makeup and Hair, Vice. We picked Mary Queen of Scots, I believe. We were wrong, but Vice is
Hey,
fine.
they made a skinny Christian Bale look like a fat Dick Cheney.
No, fat Christian Bale made
That's
fat
true.
Christian Bale.
McDonald's made him look like. Fucking Pie made him look like Dick Cheney.
Best Documentary, Free Solo, cool.
Yeah.
Costume Design, Black Panther, it won one.
I mean that's
They won
also
3.
Should you know?
It did. I mean, we're just going through it.
All right.
We're at 1 right now. That's the counter. But sure, it did win 3 overall. Thank you, Joseph. Best Film Editing, Bohemian Rhapsody. Okay.
Fine. Like I said, the concert scenes were well done. But it's because of fucking Queen's music. It won because Queen has cool songs.
I would.
But that's what it should be representing. Who gives a shit about their fucking lives?
I would argue that I think the concert bits in A Star is Born are better than in Bohemian Rhapsody because those are filmed in front of a live audience, whereas Bohemian Rhapsody CGI's it. But that's.
I should say I never watched A Star is Born because, well, and this is going to be so bullshitty, but I didn't watch it because I felt like it was a ripoff. And you're like, it's a remake. Of course it's a ripoff. No, I'm not talking about of either of the other two A Star is Born. I felt like it was a ripoff of Crazy Heart, and I fucking love Crazy Heart. So
There's a little bit of truth to that.
I will at least I support it strictly because Jason Isbell wrote a song for that movie. Best Production Design, Black Panther again.
Yeah.
Well deserved in that one.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to say that was our pick for that
It
one.
was.
Best cinematography went to Roma, which we knew
No
very
surprise.
clearly. I did watch about 20 minutes of Roma this weekend just so I could see, like, you know, specifically for that.
God bless you. Most of that is her just sweeping the front of the thing in the opening sequence.
It was, and it is gorgeously shot.
But like they shouldn't have even announced that. Just the person at the podium should have made the jerk off. Like, of course that's who won.
Yeah. Best sound editing went to Bohemian Rhapsody. Best sound mixing went to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yep.
And my friend of mine put on Facebook, he was like, the real shitty part about Bohemian Rhapsody winning best sound mixing is it's for a job guys did 40 years ago,
Yep.
not this year. And that is perfect.
Right.
Best foreign language film, Roma, because of course it was. If you're
Yep.
keeping tally, only like 3 movies have won all the Academy Awards. at
I
this
will
point.
say that I think that's why it did not win Best Picture. They were trying to spread the love.
Yeah, it wins a lot.
Yeah.
Best supporting actor, Mahershala Ali. I would have preferred Sam Elliott, but I love Mahershala Ali, so great.
Shouldn't he have also? I haven't even seen the movie, but shouldn't he even been actor? Like, why was he
I think
supported?
It's a very even split. He could have won. It could have went either way.
Right.
I will say that now he's the second. Joins Denzel Washington as the African American male with 2 Oscar wins now. Only once. So I mean that's pretty cool. In
That's
3
cool.
years, he's risen to that level.
I just like that guy's like on top of Hollywood right now.
100%. But I mean, he's just hitting them out of the park one
he
after
is.
the other.
Yeah,
Everything he
amazing.
does is good. I haven't seen Alita, but
I like him. He has a nicely shaped head.
He does.
he does.
he's not
He's
bad
got a
in
cool
Alita.
voice. Best animated feature with Spider-Man Into the
Woo,
Spider-Verse.
that was
Woohoo.
probably the big one for
Core
us.
fucking wrecked.
Yes, that was the right choice. Sorry, Joseph. Best live action short, Skin. Cool.
Whatever.
Best animated short, Bow. Again, one we picked, but it's the only one we saw.
Yep.
I'm going to guess it's the only one the Academy saw. Best documentary short, period.
It's about menstruation.
End of sentence.
Yep.
Is that really what it is?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's about how in like Muslim countries you're not allowed to go, or was it India? Or I can't remember. I don't know. It's from how in other countries you can't go to school on your period and it denies you an education. It's blah, 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 blah.
Wow. That sounds like
Good
something we should
background, Nibs.
watch.
Yeah.
Best visual effects, First Man.
Upset.
I like this movie, and I'm glad it got an award, but it should have been an Avengers.
I really liked the effects in this
Yeah.
movie. I think I talked about them on the thing that I really liked the way you felt in the space
sure.
travel things. But yeah, fucking Infinity War, man. Come on. This is the only bone it should be getting,
Yeah.
but it should get that fucking bone.
It's 3 hours long,
Yeah.
and VFX are in every single shot of that movie.
and none of them look bad.
I like that they're respecting practical effects because that's what First Man did well.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I mean. Real
Agreed,
stuff.
agreed.
So that's cool.
Best original screenplay went to Green Book. Best adapted screenplay went to Black Klansman, which,
Spike Lee.
did we pick that one? I think we
Yes.
may have talked about it.
I
don't
can't remember.
I think Black Klansman should have got more love all the way around. I thought that movie was dope.
Spike Lee seems very weird.
That's the problem. Spike Lee is such an asshole that
Yeah.
like I respect his contribution to cinema, but fuck that guy.
Yeah, like he seems like an asshole, and he seems very weird from his like what was going on yesterday.
Best original score went to Black Panther, which was
Yeah,
the right choice
that
of the
was great.
nominees. I still say First Man had a
Man,
better
yeah.
score. Best original song went to Shallows.
That was the
course,
surest
Big
thing,
Surprise.
of,
Okay.
surest thing of all the surest
Let's
things.
pause for a second. Who was the real loser at the Oscars? Bradley Cooper's girlfriend. 'Cause
Yep.
That
Yes.
dude is fucking Lady Gaga.
There is no way they're not having sex. Absolutely not.
I didn't check. I didn't check any Oscar news, but the two things I checked one thing, which was whether or not they honored Steve Ditko, and they didn't. So fuck the Oscars.
Ow.
Second of all, the one thing I couldn't avoid was that Bradley Cooper is fucking Lady Gaga.
Oh,
Like,
my
everyone is like
Yep.
that was everywhere.
It was great on-screen chemistry.
It was. It was
I
a very
like-
compelling performance.
I like how the whole performance was shot downstage. Or
Yeah.
downstage, right? Is that the right word? Or upstage? I don't know. Like where you were seeing the audience the whole
Yeah.
way, which is like so different. You could tell from the way they
And it's kind of like the way that they did it in the movie.
it was
you
like
know,
the
yeah.
movie in the Oscars, and that was really cool.
It was a great moment. It was. But, man, those two just... I mean, it's electric. You know, I don't even know. They have great chemistry. They should just make movies together.
Yep.
And Best actor, Rami Malek. We're going to keep going because
Yep.
we've already talked about it. Best actress, Olivia Colman. My pick.
Best acceptance speech.
Yeah, she was a great acceptance speak. I like Olivia Colman. I'm glad she's a thing.
Lady
I feel,
Gaga got robbed.
I
I'm
feel
staying
bad
with
for
it.
Glenn Close.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right?
That's 8 times, I think, and
Yeah.
no wins.
And she definitely thought she was going to win.
Oh,
because everyone
yeah.
was telling her. So yeah.
We'll get to that in a moment. Best director, Alfonso Cuarón, because, of course.
Yep.
Yep.
Best picture, Green Book. Talking about people thought they were going to win. Did you guys see the Chadwick Boseman turning around and like looking? And when they announced Green Book, he like looked around and was like,
Yeah. Well, Spike Lee got up and almost and left. He tried
Yeah.
to leave. He was so upset about it. Green Book's a good movie, but I can see like it's not progressive in what they're looking for with African Americans.
I mean-
it's like the white guy saves the day.
Yeah, no, it's
It's
not
a
100%
white-
a white savior
movie,
But at
yeah.
the same time, I'm not sure that Black Klansman is particularly a lot better.
No, it's not.
I mean,
no.
I've heard
I wouldn't
it
want
is,
either
but-
one of those. Roma was the better movie, and I think Star is Born's a better.
I agree,
movie.
100%.
Having not seen one of them, I think the difference is, and I think it's kind of bullshitty that everyone is like, oh, this narrative of the white guy learns to like a black guy is stupid. I mean, I think that's an honorable thing. If you believe that racism is even partially ignorance, then that's a message you want out there. But I think the difference between Green Book and Black Klansman is that the white guy was the main character, whereas the black guy was the main character in Black Klansman. And I think that gives it a little leg up to me.
I also think Green Book just had so much negative press. Like, one of the screenwriters had some stuff talking about he saw like the towers go down and like Muslims like in 9/11.
Yep.
And then another guy like Peter Farrelly, he's talked about exposing himself to women.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and like it's just a lot of and like I don't know, with the times now, it's hard I think for people to wrap their head around that winning.
It's
But
just hard-
they didn't win.
Yeah, I know.
it's-
Yeah.
it's just hard for me to think the guy who helped make Dumb and Dumber
Yeah.
and There's Something About Mary now has a Best Picture win.
That's weird. But it's also weird to me that if you thought at what showed up to their set and thought somebody wasn't going to show you their dick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In those days,
Yeah.
they were so fucking crude. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't believe the guy thanked everyone in his acceptance speech except Don Shirley.
Right.
Which is just I don't know.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It's a little tone deaf, but
But to your point, Hurt, I'm not saying they shouldn't stop making white savior movies
Right.
because they're still fun to watch.
Right.
I'm just saying like that story isn't like it shouldn't be the shortcut to an Oscar that it is,
Right. Yep.
Because it's not like in any way original.
That's I
I,
think
I agree. But, Oscars want to pat themselves on the back.
100%.
We make important stuff that changes the world.
We nominate the white guy from the white savior movie
Right.
for best actor Panther and not Mahershala Ali.
No.
Yeah, I actually kind of reminds me when we were talking about making a new Superman movie, and you're like, Superman, like, people want to make Superman a black guy, but, white guys need the message of Superman right
Totally
now.
need the lesson of Superman.
It's the same thing to me with, like the Green Book. White people still need to be reinforced of this idea.
Right.
100%. But you don't just be like, well, just because that message is maybe kind of important, it should be the best picture. Especially like you're talking about, you not nominate the equal build black guy for best actor.
I mean, this is the same way that, and this cuts back to the exact moment I stopped giving a fuck about the Oscars. The same way Dances with Wolves beat Goodfellas is by having this message when Goodfellas was clearly the better movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they were going to give it to Green Book, they should have just given it to Black Panther. You know what I mean? Like, if you weren't going to give it to Roma, give it to Black Panther, and, like, that would have been fucking awesome.
Black Panther would have made the point that the Academy wanted to make more.
Yep.
They were just too up their own ass to realize.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
You guys see the ratings were up.
Yep.
And I think a lot went into that. I think the no host thing went
It went faster.
Never go back. Never.
The one thing I would say is you nominated movies people fucking watched, which made them more invested.
Yep.
Whether people want to talk about Black Panther or maybe Star is Born or maybe even Vice, like you had movies that were great movies that also people went to go see.
Yep.
And that makes people more invested. So this idea, like last year, even those of us who love movies and love the Oscars had seen like 2 of them before. It was just people were more motivated to watch because you had more ownership of those films.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you another thing that not having a host kind of gets me on board with. One of the main things I fucking hate about the Oscars is that they look down so much on comedy.
Yep.
But when it comes time to make their shitty show not boring, who do they call? A fucking comedian.
Yep.
At least not having a host is walking it like they talk it.
100%, because, like, they tie the host's hands. You're not allowed to insult anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's so backwards. Like,
Yeah.
like Joan said, they're all stuck up their own asses.
But yeah, I think that wraps it up for our news episode this week and our Oscar reactions till next year when there's all new things to be outraged about. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't mean anything.
I'm worried I legit pissed you off about
You're fine.
You've been like tense ever since then.
He's gripping the chair.
Yeah, I know. So join us a little later this week. We're going to be doing our spring movie preview. We're going to go through the March, April, and May and go through the new release things that we think are interesting and worth your time. And join us a little bit later this week for that. In the meantime, thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Real Phonies and on our new Instagram at Real_Phonies.
Yeah.
Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme. We'll see you guys later this week.
Have a good one, guys.
Fuck, we went on for that way too long.
See, I like that. That was my favorite one of these I've ever been involved in.
It was very heated.
It
Is it because you got
just
to yell
came
more?
in so hot and like everybody had opinions. They were pretty funny.
I could yell about Rami Malek more, 100%.
What always boils down to me of Rami Malek is the guy won a Best Actor for playing a musician in a band that was also performing, and he did not sing. And that's hard for me. Right. That's a hard pass.
Yep.
Right.
Oh yeah, just the fucking clip they showed, which is him just like it's him and his fucking awful teeth and his fucking and it's him being dubbed over by fucking Freddie Mercury.
Yes.
And he's doing like a bad lip sync, like an over dramatic lip sync.
It's not him acting in it. It's him just being the vessel of Freddie Mercury's voice. I don't know. It's just fucking hard.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like, I don't want to shit on it too hard because you know what? For the movie that it is, I think it's a fine performance. I think he's one of the better parts of that movie. I don't think that movie is fine, but I think he's one of the more fine parts of that movie. I just think overall the whole thing is kind of shit, and it's definitely not anywhere near like the best of fucking anything.
Adam Chitwood had the best post, which to me was like, he was like, at the time I was thinking anything but Bohemian Rhapsody. And then Green Book wins, and I'm like, you're talking about in a year of Black Panther, Black Klansman, Vice, and A Star is Born. This is the best we can do. Like, those were clearly the worst 2 movies of the category. But fuck it.